So who lifted the cage?
That was Himiko.
It was me.
Okay, will you chill out? Yo, welcome back. We're partway through the trial and we're just going over who killed Tenko before we're figuring out who killed Angie, and maybe we can line it back up after to figure out who killed Angie from that. So let's keep moving. I don't think the culprit could have used the light well under the floor. Okay, so they're talking about underneath the floor for Tenko's kill.
There was a hole in the corner of the room.
So they would have seen a light for
If
the
a light were
seance.
used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
True.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
Yep.
So a
Definitely
light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Right. Okay.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average
Somewhat
physical strength and
poor.
intelligence.
Huh.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
What did you
Enough
just
with
do?
the flashlight! It's
Oh.
way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness.
Yeah.
Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
She brings up a good point. I feel like they probably do, but I gotta figure out how it connects.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny?
Yeah.
Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Yeah. I think so too.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
What's with the attitude?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Oh my god, no.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they
It's
marked
true.
Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that.
Is that supposed to be a reference to Danganronpa? One of the Danganronpas? I feel like that happened in one of them. Maybe it was like the first trial in the second game? I don't know.
That'd let the culprit find her.
The Rock,
Then
maybe?
it could stab her through the floorboard.
I didn't even think about that.
Boy, that sounds really familiar
Okay,
too.
yep.
But I'm just gonna ignore it.
You know what?
The corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
Yeah,
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right?
it was.
If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Right.
Who cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit.
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
I'm not opposed to what he's saying, but at the same time, they also got to figure out that, well, I guess maybe
What
they figure
other
something, some other issue.
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
How and when, okay?
When? So not during Seance?
It was definitely
Ava
during
was in the
Seance.
metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No, I don't think, I mean, maybe, I don't think so, though.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Yeah. Because he confirmed with her. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
Okay.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
Right.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
No, it would have had to happen from underneath.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
When the else? there's definitely a thunk during the seance, so it really makes me think it was then.
A different time?
How the should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory.
Okay, sure.
Now hurry up and think.
Oh, you don't got nothing to go off of it.
Brain tingle? Start circle jerking your limp brains. When Tenko
okay.
got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
Okay.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
Was she under the cage the whole time?
She was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
The moment the cage was lifted.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
No.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
That was Himiko. Yeah, Himiko. Okay, will you
Then
chill out?
obviously Himiko is the culprit.
There's no doubt.
She was under the cage the whole time.
She was under the cage the whole
She
time.
was dead when the cage was lifted.
That is actually true.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Okay, because they pulled the sheet off and she was already had the blood coming out.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
Right. I forgot about that little piece
cloth
of
was
information
removed
too.
Before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
Right. Yep.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so...
You know, it was still good they at least went over it, because I just feel like they're just going in so many different directions right now. They need to start narrowing things down, so.
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Okay, I guess we're fighting.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
Why?
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out! Tenko died after the seance. When the sheet was lifted, that was the moment the culprit chose to but the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps. The blade only me! If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Put him in there with your knuckles first.
I'll cut through
Sitting
your
in
words.
No. The marker stone. Okay.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage.
No, she had her face with her head to the stone. Is it possible Tenko also...
She was bent over
Is
with
it
her
possible
forehead
she
against
also
the
killed
marker
herself? Which I don't understand the point of that.
stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall.
I don't know.
The sickle's
She
blade
gave this
was
like
too
whole
short to
speech.
reach Tenko
And then
while she was
dipped.
in that position.
Well, okay, not dipped, but y'all get what I mean.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
It's fine, just chill.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh.
How embarrassing!
If
Alright.
Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
Right.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Right.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
Oh no. I don't want to go in this direction of the what ifs.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that.
It's not-
Some
it's-
things are
it's not-
impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
I don't think this is what
Don't
happened.
say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
No, man.
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that!
Wait! I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Huh, okay.
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
Wait.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Huh. Wait.
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Oh. I didn't even think about that. What if as soon as the lights were out, they made their way into the cage? Ooh, okay. I didn't think about all
Also,
that.
The culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time.
Okay.
I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to. Or is she referring to... Ooh, okay. I'm gonna start with Tenko first. Because I don't know how he would have made it in. The way she phrased it made me think they're referring to her. Was that right?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
Okay, yep.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko was the culprit?
She committed
Wow.
If she committed it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out.
Wow.
She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance.
Why though? I don't...
It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
Was this her way... I hate this, but was this her way of getting through to Himiko or whatever? Because Angie was already dead, so...
If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
I don't know how that would work either.
Oh my god. You actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Maybe?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
That just seems like a lot.
Doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit.
That was my other okay, so one thing is they were talking about all this. She talks about how being part of being a keto is being so mentally strong. So that's the other reason why I just don't see it for her doing that.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Hey Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity.
No, I don't think it...
Her
she
conscience
did.
couldn't handle it anymore. So she decided to end her own life.
It's a possibility. I don't think that's what it is, though.
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
Right.
She wanted to hide the truth of her
Really?
No, I don't think she would, because then that means Himiko would die if they got it wrong. So I don't think so.
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
No.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her.
No.
Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
No.
What are you saying? Tenko.
I don't think it's anything like that. I don't know what he's trying to get at.
He told me.
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true
Yeah.
terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko,
Huh.
you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki.
Yeah.
She hid the fact that she's a
I
cold-blooded
mean, he's not
killer.
wrong. I gotta give him that.
Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets.
Yeah,
What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
right.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking.
Yeah.
That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Oh, shit.
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree.
Okay.
No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide.
I don't think she would,
She
man.
wouldn't try to take us down.
I really don't think she would.
That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits.
And maybe this was, Kokichi's plan all along. Was to bring them together in some twisted way. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like.
Okay.
But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko killed herself because of what she said. Oh, okay, everyone. I'll see you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean it was. We shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe.
So far, seems to be the best
I could probably use
explanation.
this.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But it would explain how she died during the seance.
Okay.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Tenko's last moments. She wouldn't have had the strength to throw away a sickle. I have to lie.
So far, suicide
Oh,
seems to be
really?
the best
I think
Finally,
it
with the
has to
last
do with Kyo's comments.
I'll reveal the
Okay.
truth.
Ooh, okay, we did get a little perjury in there, y'all.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Oh, that's how he's gonna play it. Okay.
Instantly?
She knows. Her death might have not been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. Oh, so she knows.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
So she's probably putting her faith in him that this will
What's
help
your
bring
opinion,
them right.
Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Ugh, I was afraid of that.
Maki,
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
Huh.
what?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly.
Okay.
I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Oh, he knows. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle.
Right.
Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Man, I am so uninterested in Himiko as a character. Like, she just has provided nothing. I just would like something
definitely
out of
killed
her.
Tenko during the seance.
Okay.
Her was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
Yeah.
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. We should remember what happened during the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help solve the mystery.
Did
Okay, it
anything
was
seem out of
definitely
the
the
ordinary
sound.
during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song,
Yeah.
I heard something fall.
I think it's that. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's something fell or something like banged into something else.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Oh yeah, that did sound like something fell. Was it in the next room?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard.
Yeah.
It could have fallen down.
Fallen down?
Huh.
There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen
A
down,
person
right?
fell down, maybe?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Okay. A loud sound, like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sounded something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Loose floorboard was right below Tenko, and it was not loose with... Okay, so maybe it got loose after the...
This is it!
After whatever fell? Okay,
I think the
I'm right.
floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound.
Yeah, okay. Would have been...
That floorboard came
right
loose
there.
at some point during the seance, right?
Yeah.
would the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Okay.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that
Okay, be
person
one of
threw
these
off the
two.
floorboard. That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Nah. They try to be
Maybe
quiet.
the wooden statue fell over.
No, it was still up and no
But
one could
that
have put it back
statue
up.
was still on top of the cage.
Yep.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
Stood up.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Was that...
I agree.
Okay. Someone stomped through the
Kokichi is
floor.
right.
The same
The
one, though?
floorboard came
But...
loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit
Huh.
perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
Okay.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one
Yep.
of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Yeah, it was... The way is too clean cut.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
Find a way to get underneath quickly?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. To solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the cross piece and the floorboard. Did they set it up a way so the sickle would shoot up into there if they stomped on it? That's my guess. Tenko body was at one end of the floor of the loose floorboard, and the crosspiece had been cut at the under end of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, and the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko, and the other one was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Think, come on, think. Okay, y'all, I ended up having to look this one up because I did this over and over and over. So okay, so it is what I was thinking. So it's a seesaw.
I see now. That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah.
Huh? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off.
Yeah.
The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage.
Oh, and this would let whoever was dictating the seance put somebody to just get right in the throat. Man, I really think it is. I really think it's Kyo.
The next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Wow, they went elaborate with this.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh?
Just thinking how that would even work. Let me think.
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw
I thought about the idea if they put the sickle already there, so when it dropped it.
The placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Right. The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. I would have put underneath the floorboard. Between the victim and the floorboard. Oh, at the top. Oh! And got her from the back. Okay. Yeah, okay.
The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down.
But how did they dispose of it? How did we not see it, though?
The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage.
Okay, this
also,
has to be all Kyo.
The wooden
It has to
statue
be.
kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
Okay.
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
Okay.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouch position.
Yeah.
But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could
Wow.
compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim.
Makes sense. But
That's
how did they
definitely an
dispose of it?
unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
Yep.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Oh my god.
Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide?
You came up with it!
Crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know?
Huh.
They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta
Oh my
think outside the
God.
box.
Little freak.
Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Wow. Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind
Okay,
the
it's him.
seesaw homicide.
It has to be. And here's the thing. Himiko doesn't have the strength to lift Tenko. She's like half her weight, isn't she, or something?
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
Wow, he gave up quick.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? Middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo.
Yeah.
You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Oh boy.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted.
The other thing too that makes it more sense that it's Kyo is the magic circle. The magic circle wasn't even touched, and he's the one who drew it and mocked it up. I don't think she would have enough time to do all that.
She killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
Nope.
No.
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically
Jesus
killed her.
Christ, you guys.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
What? No.
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It's true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea, but does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Would something like that really happen? Something so cruel? Ooh, intermission, y'all. Okay. Alright, I want to keep going on this so bad, but I'm going to call it right there. We're going to end it right here. This is a good spot, and next time we're going to pick up and see, maybe, I don't know if part 2 will be a little bit quicker. We'll try to finish it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, you already know. Make sure if y'all enjoy the video, subscribe, leave a like in the video, leave a comment down below. I love hearing from y'all. Make sure y'all turn on the notification bell so you get all the updates of the channel. Check out my socials, links down below in the description. And that's pretty much it, y'all. We're gonna keep rolling through this. I really think it's Kyo, man. Whether or not he did both, don't know. I could see them going that direction because I feel like they would kill off a lot of the cast real quick. All right, we're gonna see what happens next time. I'm gonna see y'all next time. I love y'all. Peace.